The unexpected gift that changed everything. About a year ago, I was going through one of the hardest times in my life. I had just lost my job, and with no new prospects, my savings were running out fast. It felt like I was in a downward spiral with no way out, and each day was just about trying to get by. One afternoon, I was at the grocery store with a nearly empty wallet. I had carefully picked out just a few essentials, constantly doing mental math, knowing I was stretching every cent. As I stood in line, I was already preparing to put some things back when I realized I didn't have enough money. It was embarrassing, but I had no choice. That's when I heard a voice behind me say, "I've got this." I turned to see a man, maybe in his late 30s, with a kind smile. I tried to tell him it wasn't necessary, that I could handle it, but he insisted. "We all need a little help sometimes," he said, as he quickly swiped his card and paid for my groceries. I was in shock. No one had ever done something like that for me before, especially when I needed it most. I thanked him over and over, tears welling up in my eyes, but he just smiled, nodded, and left before I could even ask his name. It wasn't just about the groceries. In that moment, it felt like he had given me a gift far greater than a few bags of food. He gave me hope, something I hadn't felt in a long time. That simple act of kindness stuck with me, and I promised myself that when I was back on my feet, I would pay it forward. In the months that followed, things slowly started to improve. I found a new job, began to rebuild my savings, and for the first time in what felt like forever, I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving. But I never forgot that stranger or his words. Pay it forward. A few months ago, I found myself in a situation where I could do just that. I was at the grocery store again, and there was a woman in front of me, clearly struggling the way I had been. She was counting coins, trying to figure out what she could afford, and I immediately saw myself in her. Without thinking, I stepped forward and paid for her groceries. She looked at me the same way I had looked at that stranger, completely overwhelmed. I smiled and told her, "We all need a little help sometimes. Pay it forward when you can." And just like that, the kindness that had once been shown to me came full circle. Like and follow for more.